ambition, artistic, energizing. And finally, the wood element relates to the east and southeast directions. The green, teal, sage, olive colors, the materials of bamboo, wood, rattan, and fabric. They're very vertical, tall lines and forms. The numbers 3 and 4, and relates to growth, scholarship, fame, diligence, and motivation. So they can be integrated in many different ways. I call it seamless integration. Everything on your body fits together perfectly. In your home, it should be similar, exactly similar. It belongs, it feels right. So we can integrate all of these 5 elements through the materials, colors, motifs, pattern, into your upholstery, window coverings, the furniture, lighting, textures, symbols, accessories, plants, art, and sculpture. Let's take a look at our home environments. Encoding nature into anatomy of your living space. Now, I use the word anatomy because the best way to think of this is simply to think of the house literally as an extension of yourself. The ceiling, the roof, represents our mind, our head, our thoughts, our intellect. The walls, our clothing, our skin, what embraces us. The doors, what lets in air, what releases toxins, lets us aspirate, lets us breathe, lets us take in new energy. The energies of the floor, we come into contact with the earth all the time. It's the most broadest horizontal surface. It offers us support, stability. And all the different rooms in your house are simply like our organs. And energy must flow to every single one of them in order for them to be strong. The furniture, the art, all the fun things we want to do in interior design, that is just like the food we eat. So what do you want to eat? Organic foods, greens, healthy. We want lots of oxygen. So in our homes, do we want to eat cheap decoration, plastics, bad materials, poorly designed? No, we want natural, organic materials. We want beautiful, inspiring designs. We have canes, wood, natural woods, fabrics, and we have plants. These are all wood element, rattan, all wood, cork. Then we have earth materials, ceramics, marbles, granites, glass tiles, stones. Those are, and glass are all earth materials. Then we have the energies of metal. So we see metal furniture, metal in our fixtures, metal in our accents, and lighting, and sculptures, and furniture. And finally, we have 2 more elements, fire and water. Not easy to build with water and fire, but in terms of the actual element, bring in fountains, the imagery of water, the aquariums, and so forth. We can bring that in. And lighting is usually fire. Fire is light. So the water motif, as you can see here, circles. The colors blues, grays, blacks, sailboats, fish, turtles, swirling of water, wave patterns, the scales of a fish pattern, and kois. So all of these are water elements. And these are just simply fabric samples, so you can start to see how easily it is to incorporate these into a pillow, an accent, duvet, curtains, and so forth. Fire motif, red colors. The fire motif, as you know, was pointed flame shaped, so the diagonals, diamond shape, points, curls, heart shape, all of these all represent fire elements. Earth. Earth is, if you find your life is very hectic, non-stop, chaotic, and you need to be more grounded, stable, supported, and nourished. When you're taking care of everybody else except for yourself, you need to bring more earth into your life. So you might find these are the natural motifs you're attracted to because you need it. So the earth motif, as you know, earth is what we call square, flat, rectangular. The number of numerology is 8. So you see all these patterns have squares, checkers, plaids, octagonal shapes, all relate to the earth element. The metal motif. The metal motif here relates to this number 6. So you see honeycomb shape, snowflake shape. Dragon represents metal. It's energy for power, for leadership, for order, for a system. So you see crown, you see stars, represents the heavens, and so forth. So if you need more leadership, then you put those. The wood motif. it belongs to the plants and trees and flowers. So usually very floral. If you require more growth, expansion, mind focus in your studies, you want to bring in more of the florals and the vertical lines of stripes. So the first one we talked about is the ceilings. Ceiling represents our mind, our mental well-being, our concepts, our intellect. So different colors can be incorporated. Here we have a purple ceiling, and that is related to fire element. They put it here in the kitchen area. So it's the area where we call people family gather to share love, to share conversation, to bring more warmth. This one here, we have a black ceiling, and black represents creativity, movement. Then blue ceilings, anytime you feel stagnant, you want to use a blue or lighter ceiling. If you have children who are having problems focusing at school or studying, you might want to try painting their room blue color. Opens up their mind, calms them down. Here's some other ones. You can put murals and paint the actual sky. This one's an octopus here, and this was in a restaurant. So octopus represents number 8, so it's an earth element incorporated in here. And it's purple, fire. Fire promotes earth. So you have two complementary elements being used here. And then in many hallways, usually there is no windows, especially in large hospitals, corporation, buildings, apartments. And you see how the creative they have now is by putting this, these are not skylights. These are actually fluorescent lights with a sky template on them. So it looks almost exactly like the sky. We see here in a school, they have this benefit. This is an example of bad Feng Shui. You do not necessarily want to have this as your ceiling mural. As you can see, they are smoking, so they are really just digging their own grave here. Now our walls. Our walls are like our clothes, our skin. They are immediate, just like the clothes we wear, immediate response, immediate effect of our image of a room, our perceptions of a room. And there's many different ways to treat our walls. I think of walls as canvases. You can do anything to it. And most of us do not. We leave our walls blank. And what happens is, then we become blank. We have no inspiration. So, do something with your walls. Even though a single color coat of paint will do great, but if you can add textures, marbling, stenciling, textures. Here you have wood textures, you can incorporate the wood element. You have here the marble, so you can incorporate the earth element. You can use diagonals in terms of brushing or stippling and create a fire element, so many different ways. Here's some wonderful ways of using murals, large murals, to completely transform the feeling of a room. So you can imagine at first what happens if this office was completely white wall, and they have no inspiration. And then we changed it up, bring a lot of fire element, so it's completely charged. And all the strokes there are very uplifting, almost like Northern Lights. And then this one here, you have the image of a meditating Buddha to bring serenity. And the color is all black, so it's a very calm, contemplative element. And in this room, there's a very elegant use of a mural to hide a protruding corner. Any type of structure is just protruding into a room. It can have we call negative or oppressive effect on a person sleeping here or working here. But by painting this wall, it more or less creates an illusion. So you see, that corner more or less disappears. Wallpaper. Here you have the vertical elements and these florals. This is all wood element, very vertical. The next one over is an example of a fire element, diagonal lines, the flame shape. And then here you have the hexagonal shapes, which metal element. Here you have heart-shaped, but in the water element. So it's a fire element and water element together. That one is squares, and it's earth element with the blue water element colors. And finally here you see circular shapes all along the wallpaper is water element. Other applications of our walls, decals, what I call now wall tattoos. So encode the very positive messages into your room. For transformation, butterfly, even use words. This one says, believe in yourself, wish for the stars and the moon, dare to dream without limits. Next one is, home is where love resides, memories are created, friends always belong, and laughter never ends. Flooring. So just like our walls, we can do many different things to our flooring. This is a wood floor where you have the inlaid wood, and this is the strong wood element with the florals. You can paint, that actually on top is a painted wood floor, stone floors, and the earth element repeated earth stone and earth pattern, all the squares. And this one here, it actually is a floor mural. So you will walk into a koi pond in this room. I want to show you different elements of lighting so you can start to understand what type of lighting do you have and what type of associations it has and possibly what type of influence it might have on you. So this is lighting, many different types of lighting. Lighting creates different atmospheres in our room. This one creates a very soft glow. It's a lotus-shaped lamp, and lotus represents enlightenment, peacefulness, awareness. It's a fire element. And then here, the black lampshade with the circular is very strongly water element lamp. The one below that is also circular, blue color, another water element. And below that, this floor lamp with all the circles. Again, all three are different forms of the water element. Next over, we have some fire element lamps, the rocket ship and then the lantern. And this triangular or pointed shape of this table lamp as well. On top here, we have the crystal chandelier or the ceiling pendants. And these are very metallic. They're made of metal and crystal. So you have a combination of earth and metals. The form is water element form. So this combination, water, metal, and earth, is very, very positive. So those are right there. And then we have vertical forms that represents wood element. And then lights that are shaped as leaves, as flowers, as plants. Also we call wood element. So you can now see what type of element lighting you have and possibly what type of effects it might have on you. Our bed and our desks at work. So first, our beds. Here you can see, I think it's very clear now. You can identify very quickly what type of element each one is. The top one is red. The headboard is pointed, flame-shaped. This is a very strong, passionate fire element bed. The one in the center is a metal frame. It has a curve, so it has two elements in here. It has both the metal and the water element because of the black color. But most canopy beds or beds that have some sort of overhang, if it's too low when you're sleeping here, you might start to feel this pressure of the overhang. And depending on where it lands on your body, that area might also suffer or have problems. So although it's a beautiful modern bed, it's not necessarily have the best feng shui. Another bed here is a circular bed. That is, of course, the water element bed. The one over here with the very tall headboard and the tree tapestry behind it is a very strong vertical element, a wood element bed. And then below here, a low platform bed is an earth element bed. And that one, of course, an iron rod bed is metal. Just like you're sitting right now in a chair that has a backing, we feel most supported when we have a solid wall behind our headboard. So solid wall means there is no window behind it. Okay, very solid. So you always want to try to position your headboard against a solid wall. Ideally, the door is to your upper left. And when you walk into the room, and if you go straight, you should not walk into your bed. We must feed our spirit with art. Art comes in so many different forms. There's 2D art, which is essentially wall paintings and so forth, or 3D sculptures. But they are a constant subconscious message that we're sending ourselves all the time, whether or not we realize the meaning of it. So we must study it, understand what type of symbolism, what type of color, what type of numerology it has. And so when a Feng Shui master comes in, we can start to analyze why they have these images. Choose the right types of imagery, symbolism. So, whole, positive, natural images that are compatible to you, promote you, or balance you. So as you're going out, don't buy just what's on sale because it looks nice and it's really cheap and you can't resist it. Really think about it. Does this do anything for me? That way we do not create waste, clutter, and meaninglessness in our life. So surround yourself with positives. Find out what your compatible promoting images are. In your office, in your home, try to find ones that are representative of progress in your career. If you're a musician, put up images of huge audiences, if that is what you love. Put up images of your most inspired composer or musician. Bring their energy into your life. Anything that promotes your talents, anything that enhances what you feel is weak in you. What can you put up that makes that part stronger? Put up images that help you reach your goals. Your goal might be, oh, I would love to buy my own home, start my own business. what type of imagery could you put in to start to manifest that, to